I mean, you have a Jamba Juice card. You use my Netflix password. You play basketball at that Y that kind of smells.
I really like that place, thank you very much. And yes, my family has money, but I've always thought of it as theirs, not mine.
Shit, if my family had money, it's ours. That was an excerpt from one of the most popular movies that's come out in recent times, Crazy Rich Asians. And man, that starring our next guest who, wow, when you look at his journey and his trajectory of his career, he's living a miracle lifetime, right?
Yeah, I mean, like just reading your backstory and how you got the role as Nicholas Young in Crazy Rich Asians, because initially I read that you turned it down because you were like, I'm not an actor, you know, I'm not trained for this, you know, and then the director found you on Facebook and pursued you and basically convinced you to take the role.
Yeah, you know, that could have been to my detriment. I mean, if you know, that's a thing that us as humans have in common is like, we're like, no, I can't do this. It's only until you open yourself up does this world sort of unfold.
Right.
And I was lucky, like John Chu's he's an amazing human being, and you know, he's a convincing one.
He's a convincing, and that is the voice right there, the suave sounding, eloquent voice of the one and only Henry Golding is here, ladies and gentlemen. What up, Henry?
It's amazing to be here, guys.
Man, you famous now, bro. Well, you were already famous, though. Where you from, though, right?
I mean, I dabbled in a lot of sort of broadcasts. So I came from a journalistic sort of point of view for the past 8-9 years. I had sort of a pulse within the industry, so it wasn't too kind of jarring.
Yeah.
I understood it, but this is a totally different stratosphere.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Oh man, they you know, in the hood we said Crazy and Rich Asians is kind of like our Coming to America. I don't know if you ever saw. You know what I mean, like for black folks, you know what I mean, but you know, for Asian folks,
it's true.
In the whole nine, man. But you know, I was watching clips from the documentary you did, Surviving Borneo.
That's right.
Yeah,
you watched that. That's
I
amazing.
watched that. I found that to be really interesting that you went through this traditional route of a rite of passage.
That's right.
From your people. Where are your people from?
So I'm from Sarawak in Malaysia, which is on the island of Borneo. I'm from a tribe called the Iban.
The Iban.
And so it's an indigenous tribe. Traditionally, in the past, we were headhunters.
Yes.
Very fierce. And so this journey that you're talking about, it's called a Bajalai. It's a journey into manhood. And it was just so crazy, sort of appropriate, that I was going through this journey into my marriage at the end of this particular journey. 6 months later, John Chu gets me on the phone, and it starts something just ridiculous.
Do you speak the indigenous dialect of Iban?
Mimyet.
Mimyet.
What the hell was that? Which is
that means very little. Very little.
Hey, yo, Sway knows, bro.
Right,
He knows.
I saw when you was talking to your uncle and you told him the same thing, and he was like, "Get out of here, kid. You sold out."
I got like two phrases. That's the first.
You know, I thought the whole tradition of headhunting was really that angle was really interesting in that they still kind of hang baskets with old heads.
Yeah, that's right. So you know, it's an animist culture. So you believe in spirits, you believe in the nature. So for the headhunting, it was for their fiercest rivals. They would collect their heads, and it gave them power in the afterlife. So to own somebody's head, which is where their spirit lays, is to sort of have them enslaved for the rest of life.
Yeah, for eternity. Yeah.
For eternity.
Yeah, you're pretty merciless people. So let me ask you this, because we walked in and we're going to get to A Simple Favor, which is a new movie that you have starring our good friend Blake Lively, who's here all the time.
Oh, she's amazing.
She and Ryan, they hang out so much. Sometimes we got.
Surprised they're not here right now.
Yeah, they usually are, but we got security on point. Anna Kendrick and yourself. I want to talk about that momentarily. But man, where did you obtain your love for hip hop and culture?
You know, we were just talking about the Eminem drop with Kamikaze just a second ago, and I've been one to have a very broad perspective of everything that I can get my hands on. Whatever's I just digest all of this information, so I can talk to people. And I think that was the greatest thing about being a journalist, is you have to be on the level of people, be it CEOs, be it people in the music industry, be it from just the everyday guy on the street. You got to be able to have some touch points, and so it gets addictive. So I've just been following all this Eminem drama with the Kamikaze, MGK. Yo, it's amazing.
It feels good, though.
I went down a rabbit hole yesterday on YouTube with a dissection of the lyrics. It's deep.
It's deep, right? Henry Golding is here. It's interesting you say that because we actually hit up a good friend. We share mutual friends here, you know.
Yeah, so we had Nico Santos, who played Oliver in Crazy Rich Asians. We had him here, but we also had Ronnie Chang, who played Eddie. And
show him the text.
I'm getting to that. So I hit him up this morning, and I said, Ronnie, could you call in? Because I wanted to surprise you and have him call in and surprise you. But he said he's working, and I'll just let you read the rest.
What did he say?
He's like, hey, no brother at all. I'm in LA right now on a job, though, so I don't think I can do it. Help me say what up to him. He's one of the good guys. He's also a great freestyle rapper. What?
Drop that beat on him.
That
Sway in the morning. Shade 4-5. Here we go.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, man. Come on, baby. You know where you at. Talk about Eminem.
Been listening. Fuck no. Shit no. Yo, you just tore up my street cred. You just tore it up. You burned it.
No, you got it, man.
Yo, I'm a big fan of the Five Things to Death, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a watcher. I'm a person in the stands. I appreciate. I don't delve in. So Ronnie, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna punch you in the gut.
All right, man. We're gonna come back. Henry Golding is here. You want to talk to him? We're gonna come back and talk about A Simple Favor. And also, man, if you want to talk about Crazy Rich Asians, you can too. 888-742-3345. Call us. An excerpt from the movie A Simple Favor in theaters today, starring Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, and our guest Henry Golding. That's Sean Townsend. You also know him as Nicholas Young from Crazy Rich Asians. He's here with us today. He was just about to bust a freestyle rhyme. He tapped out just in time.
Yo, that sense kicked in.
Yeah, that sense kicked in. Just revealed to me you still live in Singapore.
That's right. Yeah.
That's amazing. Because most people leave.
It's a beautiful place, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I've never been to Singapore.
You know, the great thing, it's smack in the middle of like the rest of Southeast Asia. So you can have a weekend in Bali, you can go to Thailand, Vietnam. It's amazing.
If I go, can I hang out with you?
Hells yeah.
Say word. Really?
Word. Absolutely. I'll take you around.
Will
For
you?
sure.
Can you even walk around Singapore?
Well, I haven't been back really. So since these moves, I've been on the road for like 4 months. I had like a very short sort of weekend back in Singapore, and I was getting some funny looks, sort of running along the river. But I haven't felt the full brunt of 2 movies back to back coming out.
Okay,
so
yeah,
it could be changing.
I was with interviewing this group. You should, and next time we'll talk. Maybe you could come do TRL with me on MTV.
Definitely.
And I had this group, Why Not Week, who just came back. Big boy band. They're starting to grow. They're probably bigger overseas than they are here. They went to Singapore for the first time, and this was like 2 weeks ago. And they said they landed, and it was just fanfare all around the airport, everywhere they went. So pop culture is big out there.
Massive. I mean, especially the music scene. K-pop, J-pop. There's a lot of artists who come in and do concerts in Singapore because the facilities are amazing. People fly in just for that, so it's a great spot for that. People go mad.
People go mad. All right, man. Let's talk about this movie, A Simple Favor. And I will be honest. Because I had to work last night, I wasn't able to go to the screening. But DB and I both were like movie junkies, and I honestly, I'm the guy. I like to spend the money on IMAX and go see it in the box office. But just by the way he was explaining to me the plot of the movie, the twists and turns in this movie, I know I'm going to love it.
No,
man.
it's insane.
Yeah?
I mean, that's all the genius of Paul Feig. Paul Feig is a consummate gentleman, one of the best directors in Hollywood. He really is. He's $1 billion director, and, you know, A Simple Favor is one of those stories you cannot explain without giving away so much.
Yeah, he said
so all I can say is like there's these 2 amazing contrasting characters in Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. One's like a mommy blogger who has this kind of like darker side to her, but then there's also Blake Lively, who's this banshee of like this powerful sort of Amazonian woman, and then there's me right in the middle, just twiddling my thumbs, but of course. you're unsure of what my character's part is in all of this. So that kind of unfolds in this wonderful, hilarious, also very sort of on the edge of your seat way.
Okay, damn, you did a great job right there.
I was trying to explain it to him earlier, and he was just like, "Dude, you're losing me," because it's not just as simple as like one person is this way, one person is this, and you're in the middle. There's so much. There's comedy, there's mystery, there's crime, there's passion, there's romance. I mean, there's so many different elements of every genre you can think of put in this film. There's so many different backstories and flashbacks and who did what, and then everybody that was at the screening was like, when you watch a mystery film, a good one like this is, everybody thinks they knows who's behind what's going on.
Yeah,
so they're like, oh, she's she's set up as a frame.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's not her. And I'm telling you, you will not guess what happens until you watch it all the way through. And I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, you should hire this guy. I know. Why is he even here today? He should be on the roll with you.
Just shout with a loudspeaker in the middle of New York. Just shouting our praises. I love that.
Yeah,
well, I'm by no means, and I don't mean this in disrespect, am I putting Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick on the same level as I would Al Pacino or when Al Pacino teams up with
Robert De
Niro. But when they did come together and team up,
they are
it, like with Heat and all these different movies that they done together, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to watch them work, masters at work.
Oh, man.
When I look at the trailers and the clips that I see of Anna and Blake together, that chemistry made me realize, whoa, I'm watching masters at work.
No, I felt it. I was, a lot of the film. It was a very small cast. So the majority of the scenes, especially the very intense scenes, were myself, Anna, and Blake in one room. And for me, sort of reasonably new, very new in the industry, sort of to have that little step back and kind of just see what the hell was going on. It was a dream. It really was. And then to, like what you were saying is like you see Blake in a way that she's been so successful in her career, Anna equally so in a way, and then they just come and merge in on this like wonderful film. It was awe-inspiring. It's brilliant.
As a new actor, are you constantly aware of the fact that you're a new actor? You know what I mean? Like,
know what I'm doing.
You up against these people.
You got to fake it to make it. I'm done with the faking.
Okay.
I did a third movie in Vietnam. It was a beautiful independent film out of the UK, from the BBC, BFI, called Monsoon. Found my feet there. Realized that I work tremendously hard. I work harder than the next person because I want to do my greatest, and I want to do and so I deserve this platform, and so now it feels like I'm working with my peers rather than people that I've aspired to be like.
Yeah, they're not carrying you no more.
No.
Okay,
no
good.
way.
Henry Golden is here. All right.
I have arrived.
He has arrived. All right.
I'm just curious because just kind of stepping away from A Simple Favor, but I know that there's a bit of a division with black people when it comes to movies like, let's say, about slavery. You know, if it's Amistad or 13 Years a Slave or something like that, there are people who think like, I can't take another one of these movies. And then there are other people who are like, this is a great story, why not tell it?
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, because you work with Michelle Yeoh in Crazy Rich Asians, and she starred in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which is a beautiful story, but I know that it's sort of like the typical, okay, Kung Fu, Asians, we get it, you know what I mean? So is it the same way? Do some people kind of love the story, or are they kind of like, can we do something else like a Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah, the problem with a lot of views about Crazy Rich Asians was that they're like, oh, that doesn't represent my Asian culture. Yeah, it's not meant to. It's just meant to be a great story told by unique and the actual voices from the Asian community. It's about the 0.0001% of a very small fraction of society in Singapore, but it's the love that the story encapsulates. It's the love between a young couple. It's the love between a mother and son and the family. Those are the stories that we should be sort of telling. The ones with meat. Not just because it's a black film or an Asian film, people should go watch it. It's because they're fans of the movie. They're fans of the story being told. Fans of the actors themselves. Try not to put too much symbolism into our industries. Like it goes the same with music.
Yeah.
You enjoy it because it moves something in your soul. It brings out these emotions. That's what real fans of art focus on.
That's what they respond to. It's a universal connection. Chris is on the line from Maine. What up, Chris?
What up, Sway? What up, family? How you doing this morning?
Doing great. We got Henry Golden here, man. We can't be doing too bad.
How you doing, Chris?
He's arrived, man.
What's up?
Henry, I just got to say, man, I agree with everything you've said. I went to see Crazy Rich Asians. I'm a bit like DB, a bit of a movie junkie.
Yeah.
I go to support film in the theater as well as hard copy. So I'll purchase your movie when it comes out.
Thank you so much.
So that. But I completely agree. I went to see the movie because there's a lack of representation of all minority groups in Hollywood films, but I found the film to be an absolutely exceptional representation of family and problems that all families deal with, and it was completely relatable, and you guys did a brilliant job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
First role, man.
Thank you.
That's what's up, Chris. You're a citizen, man.
Thank you so much. And you know, that's the themes run true to all communities: the Latino, the Black, the Caucasians, the Asians. We all have those themes that kind of like we've struggled with in our past.
Henry Golden, man. This is our first, but I think of many interviews, sit-down conversations.
So.
Man.
Anytime you need me.
All right. Hey, thank you, brother. And then next time, bring your bars with you, man. Don't be tapping out when I ask you to freestyle, Henry. All right.
All right.
He attempted. You got to give him credit. He did try it. He said, hey, man, listen. Oh, wait, hold up. Whoa. There I go again. And make sure you see the new film is in theaters today, A Simple Favor. Hey, man, this looks like a humdinger right here, man.
Ooh-wee.
I'm going to watch it this weekend. Henry, thanks for coming by, brother.
I appreciate it. Thanks,
Absolutely,
guys.
man. We got Movie Junkies coming up next, and then we got 10 Millie coming up as well from the Bay Area. Sway in the Morning, Shade 45.